Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about one specific player, and that one player is going to be about Erling Haaland. Whatever happened in these past couple of hours has been something that we did not expect to hear on this Thursday afternoon or Thursday morning. And before I do go into further detail on whatever did happen a couple of hours ago, I want you guys to keep in mind that this is not a April Fool's joke. I know that right now it is April 1st, but this is not a April Fool's joke at all. Whatever's happening right now, it is not fake. So it is fully official that Mino Raiola and the father of Erling Haaland, they have visited Barcelona. They have visited the city of FC Barcelona, and the only reason why Mino Raiola and the father of Erling Haaland did attend that town, it was to discuss the possibilities of Erling Haaland moving potentially towards FC Barcelona. And it says here, according to Albert Rogue, the meeting between Joan Laporta, Alemany, Mino Raiola, and Erling Haaland's father is already over. It has lasted a total of 2 hours. Barcelona have made it very clear that they will be entering the bid for Erling Haaland. The club is also convinced that the salary that Erling Haaland will be demanding in this summer will not be an issue. So this is great to hear, because Joan Laporta during his campaign has said before that he was going to do everything in his power to bring in a player like Erling Haaland to FC Barcelona, and we are finally starting to see the full motion of this whole thing finally playing out. And ultimately this is probably going to be the biggest goal Laporta is going to want to pull off in this coming summer. Yes, there is still the renewal of Lionel Messi, but right next to the renewal of Messi would be the signing of Erling Haaland. Then it says here, according to Moises Llorens, that Joan Laporta believes that getting Erling Haaland would be a strategic signing that would strengthen Barcelona for the better and for years to come, as well as him avoiding the possibility of Erling Haaland moving to a rival club like Real Madrid. They continue to say that this is also considered as the first big step for FC Barcelona on trying to get the signature, because the fact that they're even having a meeting and the fact that the father of Erling Haaland is even at Barcelona is already a massive step for this club. They continue to say that Ramon Planes, who is currently the sporting director of FC Barcelona, has a good relationship with Mino Raiola. And again, this meeting was only and to fully discuss the possibilities and what they could do to bring Haaland to FC Barcelona. But there's a very big twist, right? Because when we did hear the news of this actually happening, with these people actually in the city of Barcelona, what we have heard a couple of hours right after, it was something that was not too surprising, because when you do have a very demanded player, a player that we know is going to make that next big step to that next big club, whether it's City, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester United, Chelsea, we are going to be hearing more reports of Mino Raiola and the father of Erling Haaland going to other cities. And the next report that we have heard was about Mino Raiola and the father visiting Madrid. So this report did come from Fabrizio Romano. He has stated that Mino Raiola has met with Real Madrid, again discussing the possibilities of Erling Haaland moving to Real Madrid, and he has stated that the plan for Haaland is so clear, which is to talk with the top 5 clubs interested, their projects, the proposal, and then decide for the future of this player. So here's the thing, right? And I'm going to be making multiple points throughout this video because there's just so much to talk about when it comes to a player like him moving to FC Barcelona. But the first thing that I do want to say is that the fact that Real Madrid and Barcelona are grabbing the interest from these agents and the father of Erling Haaland is already something unprecedented. And look, I also do want to make it very clear, Barcelona and Real Madrid are not going to be the only clubs discussing the future with Erling Haaland. There is going to be other clubs that are going to be meeting with Mino Raiola and the father of Erling Haaland. So clubs such as Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City are going to be next on the list. We should hear something about that or regarding those meetings maybe within the next 24 to 48 hours. But I do want to make a couple of points, and I'm going to be starting with point number 1. The meeting that was held yesterday between Ronald Koeman and Laporta, there is some correlation with that meeting and the meeting that they did have with Laporta and Mino Raiola. And I'm assuming, right? I'm assuming that one of the biggest questions Laporta has asked towards Ronald Koeman was, what players do you not see necessary in this squad that you currently do have? And I also do assume that Koeman did have a list of players that he did not necessarily need in this season that could be sold for the next season. And I do not believe that there were some financial talks regarding how much is this player going to be worth. It is just simply what players is not necessary under Ronald Koeman's Barcelona. That is Ronald Koeman's job to do with Joan Laporta, to understand what players do need to be sold. And I do have a feeling that within the list of Ronald Koeman that he has presented towards Joan Laporta, in that list did consist very big players. And the only reason why there is a conclusion towards that, it is because I remember in the beginning of this season, Ronald Koeman came into Barcelona with one goal, and that is to adapt these players into a specific formation, which ultimately does mean that there are players within this squad that do not fit within the Barcelona system, which is why Ronald Koeman was forced to use the 4-2-3-1. But now seeing the end result of what actually did happen, the 4-2-3-1 did not work. The 3-4-3 did work, and the 3-5-2 also did work. And one of the most expensive players that Barcelona have signed over the years is not taking part of the formation that Ronald Koeman is implementing. And those are going to be the sensations. There are sensations that players such as Antoine Griezmann, Felipe Coutinho, and players such as Pjanic are on that list to be sold in the coming summer. Now, having the conversation of what players should stay, what players should leave is going to be for a whole other different video. I'm not going to go too into detail on that, but it is real. It is real that Ronald Koeman does have big players on that list that should be sold. Point number 2, and I do want to talk about the sporting director of Borrusia Dortmund, who is Michael Zorc. The sporting director has made it very clear, and he said that the club do not tend to sell Erling Haaland in this coming summer, and that if any club does want to buy Erling Haaland within the next 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 months, they're not going to be accepting anything lower than 150 million euros, which is a very big price tag. It's very different to the 180 million that we were talking about, but 150 million euros is still a very expensive signing, regardless of whatever club it is. But I do believe that in the end, many clubs are going to be meeting the demands of the 150 million euros, only because there's great demand on this player. But I do want to make one thing very clear, because the one thing that Michael Zorc has said is that they do not plan on selling Erling Haaland and that he will continue until the summer of 2022. And I am here to say that that means absolutely nothing. The fact that the sporting director and the club are standing right next to Erling Haaland saying that he cannot be sold in this coming summer, it means absolutely nothing, because back on 2017, almost the exact same thing was being said with Dembele. The sporting director, we can see here on this picture, back on June 22nd, 2017, the sporting director said that Dembele will not be leaving Borussia Dortmund to FC Barcelona, and only to find out, right, many of us do know by now, that about 2 months later, Dembele left Borussia Dortmund to go to FC Barcelona for 111 million euros. So it does mean nothing. The sporting director of Borussia Dortmund is simply doing his job. And so if the club meets the financial demands and what the club is asking for, and if that player, Erling Haaland, does want to go to that club, the club can't do anything else but to let go of that player. Then I want to move on to point number 3. I think that in the end, right, the fact that we are hearing the father of Erling Haaland and Mino Raiola having a meeting with FC Barcelona is already a big deal, because no father and no agent goes to a club knowing that the club has no chance on signing Erling Haaland. If they went there, if they went to Barcelona, there is a very big reason on why they did so. So when we do hear that narrative of Barcelona being 100 billion euros in debt, or whatever number the people do say through social media, it's a false narrative, because there are solutions. There are solutions of Barcelona trying to achieve the signing of Erling Haaland. It is not completely impossible. And in the end, the only person, and probably a few people, but the only person that really knows what is truly going on in FC Barcelona financially would be Joan Laporta. He is the only one, and it is the job of the president and the people that he does work with to figure out what ways Barcelona can be back into the position where they could sign great young stars. And it has been said a couple of months ago that Laporta and the economic manager's biggest goal for Barcelona within the next 2 months would be to refinance the debt that they do have. And let me tell you, if Barcelona and Laporta can come to an agreement where they could refinance the debt that they do have with the banks, that's going to be a huge goal Laporta will be accomplishing in the coming summer. And in the end, I do think that Barcelona will be in a position where they could sign Erling Haaland. There are going to be many clubs out there that are going to be better positioned to sign this player, but that is where Erling Haaland is going to have to decide. He's going to be looking at this whole thing and saying, look, many clubs can actually afford to bring me in. Now it's going to be up to my decision on where I do want to go, which is now going to lead me towards the last key point that I do want to make. And this is going to be just me assuming and predicting. This is not something that's factual, but I do think that one of the biggest advantages Barcelona has over many other clubs like Man City, Real Madrid, Manchester United, or Chelsea, it is going to be this. If Barcelona and Laporta renew the contract of Lionel Messi, that is going to be a very big advantage Barcelona is going to be having over many other clubs. Because let me tell you, Erling Haaland is a player that wants to win. Erling Haaland is a winner. We have seen that. He wants to be the winner of the Champions League. He wants to go far into the Champions League. And if he does not get that, knowing that that is his North Star professionally, we know that it greatly frustrates Erling Haaland when he knows that his club is not doing well. And the fact that Haaland will have the chance to play with one of the greatest players that has ever played the game, Lionel Messi, on the field, and not only that, but to feed off each other and learn off of each other, that is something that's going to be greatly wanted by Erling Haaland. And as of now, Barcelona is a club that's on the brink of building something very special instead of being a club that's on the brink of collapsing. And Erling Haaland and the father will be seeing that. Now, there might be some backlash on this topic stating that Erling Haaland wants to be the face of a club. He does not want to be behind the shadows of Lionel Messi. But let me tell you, Erling Haaland right now is already the face of Borrusia Dortmund. I do not think that it is in his best interest to be the face of a specific club. I do believe that Erling Haaland simply just wants to win the biggest trophies in Europe. But those are going to be the remaining key points. It's going to be very interesting. And I'm already imagining just what a front three could look like in Barcelona in the next season if Laporta does pull it off. It could be Ansu Fati on the left, Erling Haaland as the center forward, Lionel Messi on the right wing. It's going to be something very special, something that many Barcelona fans are going to be wanting to see. And I do think that if Laporta does not pull it off, if Erling Haaland does not actually go to FC Barcelona, knowing that Erling Haaland is the plan A, there will be plan Bs involved under Laporta's negotiations in this summer. It could be Lautaro Martinez, it could be Memphis Depay, it could be Darwin Núñez, it could be many other players. Laporta will be ready regardless whether we get Erling Haaland, yes or no. But there is going to be a lot of strings that Laporta is going to have to pull if he does want to pull this off. So it's going to be a very long summer. Many clubs are going to be bidding for Erling Haaland in the summer, which ultimately is going to come down to Erling Haaland making his decision on where he does want to go. But that's going to be it for today's Barcelona Daily News. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.